What up, my fellow Knicks fans? This is your guy Marcellus Ease, and don't panic quite yet. Now, our New York Knicks right now are kind of in the middle of a stretch where we're going up against teams that defensively struggle from keeping other teams from scoring. Now, so far, we took 2 losses, one from the Washington Wizards and then the next from the Chicago Bulls. The Washington Wizards, before that, was giving up 110 points a game, and definitely in that first quarter and in the first half, we struggled mightily against this team. And we started to recover towards the second half, especially in that third quarter. And the same thing goes in the Chicago Bulls game, in which we saw Frank Ntilikina. He had a really bad game. He was 0 for 6, and he was very timid. Chicago defensively is not that good. This is the second game in a row in which we're going up against a team defensively that gives up a lot of points. And the usual suspects kind of stepped in for the scoring load, especially with Tim Hardaway Jr. He didn't play in this game at all. We had Enes Kanter and Trey Burke. They stepped up. Trey Burke he kind of disappeared here and there, but Kanter stepped up. Mario Hezonja stepped up. We had 6 guys over double digits. We had Damian Dotson step up with 18. Von Lee had 10 points. Even though this went to double overtime, both teams were very sluggish. But Chicago is undermanned right now. They have a couple injuries. They got Porter out. They got their point guard out. They have injuries, so they have kind of excuses. But we should have offensively we should have been more in stride. But Alonzo Trier, thank God Alonzo Trier, he started this game. He finished the game with 20 points. He was pretty much the guy to take over Tim Hardaway's usage. But this is very telling because I believe Frank should definitely have a lot more usage than what he has, especially in these past 2 games against teams that just defensively just is struggling. Now, in our next matchup, we have one last game against a very good offensive team in the Atlanta Hawks. And the Atlanta Hawks, when they're going to come and face us, it's going to be a back-to-back night for them. So, the night before, they should be tired of playing the game the night before. We should be well rested. We had a day off. We're going to see offensively who picks up the slack. Right now, we're struggling to get that second, somewhat consistent shooter that can average around anywhere from 13 points a game to about 18 to 17 points a game behind Tim Hardaway Jr. Pretty much Kanter could be that guy, but it seems like Coach Fizdale wants to go with Dotson at the center position to give him that experience, because he is the future going forward. Kanter pretty much already peaked, and at times he's a defensive liability. Now also, Mudiay has stepped right back in the lineup, and so did Kevin Knox. Kevin Knox, we're kind of slowly transitioning him back into the lineup. So we'll see next game, maybe he can get a increase in minutes. But Mudiay, he was another burst of energy in this game against Chicago, the double overtime game. But for us to rely on Mudiay, that's not going to be consistent. And, it's pretty much a long shot with Mudiay. But, the guys that pretty much eat up a lot of usage, attack, the rim offensively, is going to be Hezonja, Kanter. Trey Burke is going to have to be a bit more consistent. Alonzo Trier. Those are pretty much going to be the guys offensively, especially this game against Atlanta. If Tim Hardaway doesn't play, these are going to be the guys that's going to carry the offensive load. Frank, defensively, he makes us a lot better, but, these last 2 games have been very foretelling, man. Like, especially with Tim Hardaway Jr. getting injured in the middle of the Washington game and not playing in the Chicago game. Frank should have definitely had way more usage. He only played 16 minutes in a double overtime game. He was 0 for 6. 0 points. Not good at all. Mitchell Robinson struggled also, but Mitchell Robinson, he'll have those games. He's not the point guard of the team. But let me know what you guys think. Leave your comments below. Yo, man, definitely against Atlanta Hawks, we should have a lot easier time. They got injuries, and they're already defensively a bad team. So we'll see who steps up. We definitely need someone to be that consistent secondary scorer to assist Tim Hardaway, especially when Tim Hardaway doesn't play. So let me know what you guys think. You guys stay safe. Peace.